I just thought I was a washed-up old athlete, but the love was just, it touched me. It touched me.
To hear you say the words, I thought I was a washed-up old athlete, like hits me in the soul. Because I don't know if you are aware, but you are someone who people mark time with. You are someone who people have, you've made such an indelible mark on people's lives. And I'm sure you have felt the wave.
I have.
Yeah.
I have. I mean, now that I'm alive and I made it through, there were so many more positives than negatives.
To see Mary Lou Retton's famous smile, you can't help but think about her standing atop that Olympic podium in 1984 in that red, white, and blue leotard and pixie haircut. The first American woman ever to win a gold medal in gymnastics, and the groundswell of pride and adoration America felt for her. She was on every magazine cover, in every ad.
You only get out of it what you put into it. So energizing.
And even the first woman athlete ever on a Wheaties cereal box.
What'd you have for breakfast this morning?
Wheaties, of course.
She was America's sweetheart, and she set the stage for the golden age of American women's gymnastics, which continues its historic run today.
That dream to stand up there on the medal stand and watch the flag rise and the national anthem play, I mean, that's what I worked a lifetime for that feeling, and it will never go away.
And that warm feeling for Mary Lou has never gone away for many, which is why it was so troubling when her daughters announced in October that their mother, a beloved icon, was fighting for her life in a Texas hospital with a rare form of pneumonia. Mary Lou's eldest daughter, Shayla, joined us for this interview because, quite simply, Mary Lou doesn't remember much of her month-long hospital stay.
You have a breathing apparatus, oxygen.
I am on oxygen.
I feel like you're in a very kind of vulnerable state.
Very much so. I'm very private.
I know.
And to come out and talk about it. And usually my interviews are, oh yes, it felt great to win the Olympics, you know?
Yeah.
This is different. This is serious and this is life. And I am so grateful to be here. I am blessed to be here. Because there was a time when they were about to put me on the life support.
It sounds like you are and have been a very healthy human being. How were you feeling in October before all this happened?
The day before,
We got our nails done.
We got our nails done.
Right.
I was feeling tired, but I'm thinking, yeah, I turned 56 this month.
And you were very out of breath.
Out of breath.
The next day, Mary Lou was supposed to meet her daughters at a football game in Dallas, hours from her home. She never showed up.
I couldn't. I literally was laying on my bedroom floor, and I said, I can't do this. I didn't know what was wrong with me.
What did you feel?
I couldn't breathe. I
catch your breath.
I couldn't, like, you know how you want to just, I still can't, but take that big, deep breath in.
You couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. I still can't do it.
So what, you were by yourself at home?
I was by myself at home.
But the luckiest of circumstances, a neighbor noticed a car door left open in her driveway and went to alert Mary Lou.
And she came in the house, she knows my code, and saw me and found me.
Oh
So
my
Magda
gosh.
pretty much saved my life. I mean, I don't know, what did she say? White and blue and
Yeah.
I
Were
don't
you
even remember it.
non-responsive? Do you remember seeing her?
I remember them coming in, but that's pretty much it.
Mary Lou was taken to a local ER by the neighbor where she was admitted and diagnosed with pneumonia.
It was a bad experience.
It wasn't the greatest experience.
No. What made it bad?
I wasn't being treated.
Oh.
It wasn't taken as seriously as I think that it was.
So a couple of days you were there, and then they
Sent her
released me.
home.
They let you go home?
Yes.
And I had...
This is when things take a turn.
The next day, Shayla discovered her mother almost unresponsive and rushed her to a bigger hospital in a nearby city, a name they wished to keep private. After discovering her oxygen levels were dangerously low and dropping, Mary Lou was immediately admitted to the ICU, where the medical team worked furiously to figure out what was wrong.
She was tested for everything.
Everything.
COVID, flu,
All of it.
COVID, flu, you
RSV,
name it.
all the things.
All of the things.
And there was nothing.
Everything negative.
And my x-rays Hoda, you should have sseen it. The
You
first
can't even
one,
see your lungs.
just completely white. Completely white.
Okay.
I've never had a lung issue in my life.
After a week of plummeting oxygen levels, Mary Lou's family says her medical team discussed putting her on a ventilator and advised them to prepare for the worst.
They literally said,
So yeah, she told me,
get Emma.
you need to get your sister here
Because
because we don't know if she's going to make it through the night.
Literally.
And so McKenna and I, we put our hands on her and we said
prayed
a
over
prayer, and
They were saying their goodbyes to me.
honestly,
I can't even. I mean, like,
it was
so
crazy.
sorry.
It was crazy.
what did you say to your mom?
I just remember loving on you and giving you a hug, and McKenna kept saying things like, it's okay, you can go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you don't want to see me cry, ugly cry. So
To know that your mom is in a difficult situation is hard enough. To wonder how you're going to pay for it takes that problem and compounds it by a million. What was going on for you when that was happening?
that's a great question. We were just thinking, if she pulls through, the last thing we want her to have to think about is paying off these bills or doing anything like that.
Mary Lou's daughters created an online fundraiser disclosing that Mary Lou did not have health insurance.
A lot of people were surprised and that you didn't have insurance. Like, and also kind of saddened them. It's like, how is it possible that Mary Lou Retton, who is America's sweetheart, isn't taken care of in that way?
Well, I mean, when COVID hit and after my divorce, and all my pre-existing, I've had over 30 operations of orthopedic stuff. I couldn't afford it. I couldn't afford it.
Me so sad.
But who would even know that this was going to happen to me? That's the bottom line. I couldn't afford it.
Oh my gosh.
Can you believe that?
You know what? It does show you that so many people are all alike. In so many ways.
Yes. Life goes on and things happen. And at that, I just wasn't able to do it. I'm all set now.
You have insurance, you're good now.
Yes.
As Mary Lou's daughters prayed over her bed, doctors came in with a last-ditch idea to pump high-flow oxygen through her nose.
So then what happened?
Hoda, my mom, she's a fighter. She's the 1 in a million that wins the Olympics, but she's also the 1 in a million that will get some rare form of pneumonia that you have no idea what it is, but she'll make it through.
After a month in the hospital, Mary Lou's lungs began to heal enough for doctors to discuss her going home.
They did tell you when you were in the hospital, if you could walk down the hall with your oxygen, you could go home.
Yes.
So I know what you did. You were like, give it to me.
Oh.
Did she do it like that? Well, so that means Christmas was here.
Christmas is here. Christmas is here.
What a gift.
Oh,
My
girl.
word.
I mean, I'm not great yet.
Yet.
I know it's going to be a really long road. I don't know how long I'll indefinitely need the oxygen, but you have no idea how blessed and how grateful I was for this holiday season.
And gratitude for the overwhelming love and support she received while in the hospital, both from donations and from prayers. And Mary Lou says she will use that joy to keep moving ahead in her recovery.
I mean, when you face death in the eyes, I have so much to look forward to.
Yes, you do.
I'm a fighter,
Yeah, you are.
and I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. I have no idea what the future holds for me. I don't know if I'm going to have lasting issues with my lungs. They don't know. I mean, I wish I had answers, but I would never give up. It's not in me.
We're so desperate for answers. I mean, that's one of those things. What I was looking at her and I was like, how can doctors not figure this out, what Mary Lou Retton has? And they know it's a rare form of pneumonia, but they're perplexed and they don't know what she has exactly.
And then it just comes out of the blue
Came out of the blue. She was perfectly fine one day and the next day she's on her back. And again, she said she now has insurance to pay for things, which was really important. And, you think about it, she won 40 years ago. Endorsement deals, you go through a divorce, like things happen in life. And all of a sudden, and all of a sudden you find yourself going, wow, I can't believe I can't pay for that.
And her what she said about insurance, that situation, that's relatable to a lot of folks. That was a
Well, her
fantastic
spirit is strong as ever.
You see it, yeah.
Wishing her the best.
We'll have a lot more of our conversation with Mary Lou coming up in our third hour.
All right.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.